Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about Trump, Medicaid, SNAP, and so on. Well, today has been hectic, hasn't it? The Trump administration issued a memo saying that federal agencies must in relevant part, quote, must temporarily pause all activities related to obligation or disbursement of all federal financial assistance. There were exemptions, but the memo was vaguely worded and led to confusion and shutdowns. Trump's order led to Medicaid portals being shut down, which seemed to lock around 72 million Americans out of their health care. Head Start programs couldn't access the system to pull federal grant funding. There were SNAP issues. Meals on Wheels was in jeopardy. Local schools would lose funding, and so on. Some major federal programs would have had to shut down tomorrow. Suddenly, a whole bunch of conservatives realized their very way of life depends on those progressive programs they've been demonizing. I keep saying things in past tense because a federal judge stepped in just before the memo's deadline. The judge's administrative stay pauses the freeze until Monday. Hopefully, there will be more clarity by then. One of the suits seeking to block the funding freeze said, quote, the memo fails to explain the source of OMB's purported legal authority to gut every program in the federal government. With a judge stepping in, it's important to understand that this isn't over. This is the moment for Americans to realize a number of things. It's time for those who made a mistake to make some happy little trees and learn from them. First, all of those entitlement programs Republicans fearmonger about aren't actually just used by the people they scapegoat. You use them too. In just a few days, House Republicans will emerge from their closed-door meetings and announce their budget reconciliation plan. Americans better pay attention to the process that normally gets ignored, because the GOP is in line with Trump's agenda. Today was just a small taste of what the future could look like. When we talk about how the promised $2 trillion per year in cuts isn't really there to be cut, this is what I mean. The cuts necessary to achieve the promises would devastate American society. The rhetoric used by conservatives to convince people to vote against their own interests is wrong. Don't think the cuts will only impact the people they've othered. Your local schools, your seniors, your friends, your family are part of those programs. Now, to be fair, the wide-ranging effects of the funding freeze weren't really the intention of the memo. The anxiety and fear, all of today's events, were just unintended consequences. They just wanted to make a splash. Now, to all of those who say the government should be run like a business, I have a couple of questions. If the marketing department of a business put out a flyer that disrupted operations company-wide, even down to the franchises, and simultaneously denied access and upset 72 million clients, what would happen? Do you think the boss would just accept, "Oh noes, that was just a whoopsie," as a response? Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.